Hi, I'm Amy Ippoliti, and this is a powwow between me and yoga teachers everywhere. Let's face it, it's not easy to make a living as a yoga teacher these days, to pay for all the things that help you become better at serving your students. Wouldn't it be great to not even blink an eye when you want to go to a festival or a training or a conference? Yoga teachers should be able to pay for anything they want, organic produce, putting their kids through college. And so the last thing you need is to be inadvertently turning your students off in classes or turning off the studio directors who offer you the best opportunities. To help you retain your students and stay in the good graces of these studio owners, here are 3 top teacher turnoffs that send studio directors running for the hills and your students. And I'm going to show you what can set you apart from the rest. Namaste, everyone. How are you? Yeah, so, I was thinking about the 3 goddesses. Too many teachers come to class with their own yoga agenda, rather than finding out what the students need and want. Instead of imposing everything you know on your students and landing on them, survey them after class or on Facebook about what rocks their world and then deliver it. If you give them what they want, eventually they will want what you have to give. Okay, so in order to figure out how to keep your students coming back, you've got to know what's turning them away. Breathe. What student wants to keep coming back to a class with a teacher who never touches them? You guessed it. Showing up totally depleted and withholding hands-on adjustments because of it. Recently, I took some time in Tuscany to recharge so I could come back refreshed and ready to be there for my students. I'm here in Tuscany at the thermal hot spring. When I did this little survey on Facebook about what students loved about their yoga classes, they all said, I love it when the teacher gives me hands-on adjustments. And I have to say, if I'm feeling more relaxed or I've had time to really give back to myself, I'm much more apt to want to give hands-on adjustments and in general be more inspired and kind of lit up as a teacher. And so it's times like these where we get to be in nature and pamper ourselves that kind of thing happens. So I invite you to sit back, take the time to relax, and take care of your students. I mean, with my background and how many teacher trainings... There's nothing more unattractive to students and studio directors than an entitled teacher who acts territorial toward their colleagues or doesn't contribute to the community at the studio. Too many of us overlook this most basic common courtesy. Studio directors will hands down choose the teacher who is helpful around the studio, acts from a place of prosperity and abundance, attends other teachers' classes, puts props away, shows up at studio events, and asks for feedback on how they can improve.
On that 6 o'clock class, that would be really great. We really need someone with your expertise and your heart.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I would love to take on the 6 o'clock.
Great.
I'd be honored.
That'd be great.
Oh, thank you so much.
Of course, honey. We just love you. You're such a gem.
As yoga teachers, we simply can't afford not to be our best as professionals, when every student counts and every bit of our time and energy matters. And that is why I developed 90 Minutes to Change the World signature course, professional development for yoga teachers that addresses all the missing pieces from teacher trainings, giving new and veteran yoga teachers alike essential business tools such as marketing, communication, presence, and more. Enrollment just opened, and webinar seats are limited. So click below to join me and our collective of top-notch yoga teachers from all around the world. And you asked, Becky before you asked me.
Well, honey, we just try and have an abundance mentality over here, and we just want to give everybody a chance. It's not that we don't like you, we love you.
Working here for so long, and it's like,
Well,
You
in
just-
this instance, we just thought Becky should get a chance, that's all.
So, anyway, let's get started.